Or, bitch, you're going to the penthouse!
Yeah.
Woo! Now I know where I'm going. Oh my god! I can rest easily!
When you get there, they're like, no, honey. You know stuff, you're going to the same place.
All of this is about we all want to be controlled and have rules and have structure and be told what to do because most of us are afraid to think on our own because guess what? We're gonna fuck it up. We're gonna fuck up whatever decision we make. Because we don't fucking know. Because there's so many parts of us that are in conflict. And we're like, ah!
Yeah.
So please just tell me. Tell me what to do. Give me the syllabus and tell me this is due this day. This is how many words. Oh my God. Just tell me what to do. That is what everybody has in their head.
That's a great.
Okay? And then if you're one of those, don't fucking tell me what to do. It's just a pretend. You're on this side of the column. Don't fucking tell me what to do. That's your way of saying, tell me what to do. Because I'm telling you I'm not going to do anything that you say, so now I know exactly what not to do, therefore I know what to do. It's the perfect fucking setup.
It's like saying nothing is something.
Of course, and no choice is choosing. Of course, this is the scam. And that's why every single mythology starts with what? Come on. Every mythology starts with what?
Oh, it was the.
Stars.
Getting I'm tired.
What's that called in my language?
God's a
No. No.
Every story.
Oh yeah, origin.
Origin!
Everybody's like, oh.
I was like, she's looking up everything.
The origin of every mythology, any culture, I forgot the book, I'll bring it next time, is chaos and structure. Spirit, matter. Heaven, earth. Being told what to do, not having a fucking clue what to do. So the universe is chaos, but it's organized chaos. Because it trickles down into this. That's why my definition of freedom, does anyone remember?
Want to do, I have to do.
Exactly. The combination of what I have to do with what I want to do. That's when I'm going to feel safe because I'm in my 48 to 52 and I'm meeting both aspects of myself. My chaotic, no rules nature, and my structured rules nature. Humanity, all this in a nutshell. We're not that fucking complicated. Okay, so religion, they said, bam, you got these
They were
suckers.
fucking good because they're super lean.
Woo! And then what they did is, they went to read Gilgamesh. Oh, Unapishtim had a flood, build an ark. Oh, let's call him Noah. Great. Check, Noah. And Noah is now. And Inanna went down to her sister's house in hell, in the underworld, and she got killed and resurrected. Jesus, perfect, slap on Jesus. And like this in the Celtic mythology, in the Hebrew mythology, and Lilith, this is my favorite character of all. Lilith is the evil woman. Evil woman who made poor little Adam eat the apple. Eve, because women are so bad. It's the aspect of the woman's mind Athena, that what religion feared more than anything. And in every myth and in every religion, there is an evil woman.
Which?
And she is the cause of all of our problems. That part of you, men have it too, that's evil, that strategizes, that manipulates, that can see. Remember I told you the other day, the guy gets the tiger, throws it and goes, and the woman is like, fuck, I gotta skin this shit, I gotta cook it, I gotta see how many people. That part of the mind is the black moon, and that's the part that religion feared. Because that's the part that it could not control. And guess what? Just take a guess. What she was guilty of being.
Sexy?
Too slutty. A whore.
Yep. So now, women,
She's like, yeah,
That's
let me
very
dress in.
sex,
That's
this is their immaculate, exactly. So if you have a prostitute archetype, which we all have, I brought great archetype cards. The prostitute one is really good. If you have a prostitute, who else do you have to have?
Saint.
If you're fucking, you're a prostitute.
Virgin.
No virgin! Yes! The Immaculate Conception!
The fourth girl.
Oh my God! Jesus born from the Immaculate Conception. Something that has never happened because science will show you over and over again because you can't have a fucking origin story without a goddamn sperm and an egg.
I can't.
That's non-existing.
I saw.
Okay.
We just watched a cartoon
But-
the other day with the kids, and it's called Star. And
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I didn't know like it was about anything that had to do with religion or anything. So we just watched it because it's like a cute little donkey.
Yeah.
You know?
That's how they get you.
And then-
Story.
And my son goes, how is he not mad at her that she's pregnant, but like
Exactly.
And I'm-
Slut bitch.
And I'm
Because the mother of God.
so then whose baby is it then? It's so confusing for kids, and so I'm like, why did they make this? Like,
The mother of God was not Lilith. And guess what? Each and every one of you has a virgin archetype in you. That's your good bucket. It's there.
yeah, 'cause
You might not see it very often. This one doesn't think she has it. It's in there.
Yeah.
It's in there, I promise you. Your mom is not the only one. And your mother's got one hell of a big ass Lilith, too. Just know. And so, this is what they took. They took the characters of the stories that were placed in the sky, the tippy top, and they constructed an entire reality for us to shame ourselves, to feel bad about ourselves, to feel like we were losers, to feel that we had to be rara and
It's just like-
virginal.
A huge money maker. That's what it is. That's
Exactly.
what it is.
And
Have you
so,
ever seen Vatican?
oh yeah, I've been there. Oh yeah.
Come on, you me
Okay.
break.
So, next, your family. Your family, all of the generations, the ones you know and don't know, come from this same lineage of stories. So in your family, you have a trickster, you have the thief, you have the virgin, you've got the great auntie that is on a pedestal in the sky sitting next to God. You've got that slut bitch aunt that fucking brings home all the men in the secret middle of the night. It might be you. I mean, you've got every character in your family. And if you can't find that character, it's you.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay? So the family is just another story that comes from here. Same characters. And what happens in the family is that we keep repeating the same story. We get very attached to a type. Okay? We get very attached to a type of archetype or a story that we like. So I come from Jewish roots. The merchants, the hustlers, the talkers. Last night my daughter was like, yeah, I'm a hustler. My dad's a hustler. I was a hustler. Because that's like the Jewish thing. Because you were exiled and then you had to make shop in the next town over and the next town over. So we carry on the archetype of, in astrology, what would be called Mercury. The mover and shaker, the trickster, the hustler, call it what you want. There are just 12 archetypes that come from the constellations and the cosmos above. That's it. That's what you're picking up on people. That's why you recognize it. That's why when you meet someone, you're like, oh, I really like this person, because you're identifying with that thing, or you don't. Because let's say that you have a hustler in you, like Catriel. Catriel's a hustler and proud of it. But if you don't like the fact that you're a hustler, you're not going to like Catriel. You're like, ugh. That's simply that aspect, that archetype, that story character is one that you have not developed in your story very well. So when you're slut shaming, honey, you are such a slut.
Yeah.
Open your legs and get it over with. Because seriously,
That's true.
seriously,
So true.
that's what it is. That's why I say the mirror. Okay, so when we like something, it's because, oh, identify that I have that. If I don't like it, it's like, oh shit, I have that, but I don't want to see it. That's your shadow. Okay? So in your family, you are living all of this. That's why the stories, because all of the Greek tragedies and all of these myths are tragic. And the brother kills the other one, and the mother cheats on the husband, and the baby births the dog, and half animal and half human, and oh my God, and all of this stuff, and it's like, ah! And we have this idea of God that does not exist. It is God's. Anyone see the show called American Gods?
Yeah.
You have to see that show. It is phenomenal. I have not read the books, and I've only seen several of the episodes because they're dark, but they're phenomenal. Why? The reason they're phenomenal is the main character, his name is Mr. Wednesday. Mr. Wednesday is Mercury, Mercurio, Quicksilver. Mercury is in the middle of the week. Mercury, Quicksilver, you can't grab. He is the trickster archetype that we all have, the hustler. And in Greek mythology, he's the one that goes from heaven to earth, from heaven to earth, from heaven to earth.
And
You
he's right in
can't
the
grab
middle.
it.
He's right in the middle of Wednesday.
Right there. Exactly. All of that was symbolic, intentional. Okay? Scientists believed in spirituality, not the bullshit we're selling people today. But science and spirit have always been together. This is another word here, science. And so people either want to be only science or only spirit. And you can't. We need both. Okay? So Mr. Wednesday is a god. Pero es un jodedor, un ladrón. He's a thief. Because, going back to the little elder around the campfire, what he's telling you in the stories is you have gods in you and you have devils in you. So half of these are gods with a lowercase g with an s, not this And then with another color, devils.
Yeah.
That's it.
Bad and good of everything.
That's it.
That's
So all of these characters in all of these myths, in all of these stories, in all of the cosmos, of all of the constellations, you've got Leo. Narcissism. He looks in the ocean, in the water, and he falls in love with himself. Narcissus.
Yeah.
Yeah, the mother was told upon birth, the myth of Narcissus.
That's what my brother was.
The myth of Narcissus is that his mother was told when he was born, do not let him ever see his reflection. So, the mother never let him see a mirror, never let him see his own face. But one day in the woods, and he stayed frozen.
I'd be frozen too.
Because you're that beautiful?
I never saw myself. Of course I'm gonna be amazed. That's what I look at.
And there, my friend, is her Leo constellation, her mythological character of the sun, coming out. And that is why each myth, each constellation has a deadly sin, which is hubris. That deadly sin of seeing myself, I'm so beautiful. Damn! And what was the first thing she said? I feel pretty today! She came with her narcissus on! She was like, I feel so good! So her deadly sin for today, just for this moment, is hubris. So, that elder around the fire would hear Tanisha and be like, little Tanisha, what you just displayed, my dear, in the constellations, that's the sun. And the sun comes out every day. And every single one of us has a sun. You're not the only thing that's bright. Every day, all of your little brothers and sisters and little drag buddies also have a bright light inside. Do you understand what I'm saying, little Tanisha?
Doing that.
This is what the tribal elder is telling to the kids. So it's very good that you think you're pretty and that you're smart and you do have a bright light in you because God is in you, Tanisha. But God is in him and in him and in her and in her. Do you understand what I'm saying?
You really do?
And then the tribal elder did his job, and that was the lesson of Leo. Narcissism, hubris, pride, self-worth, shine bright,
Shine like
Diamond.
shine bright like a diamond, and class dismissed for the day, and the next day he was going to talk about Virgo, the virgin.
Question. Who
Yes.
told her that?
Who told who?
Like, don't let your son see himself. Like, who? That was a story.
Oh,
Who told her
in
that?
Greek mythology, this is a great question, because I must have not clarified something. Okay. In Greek, first of all myths are tragedies.
Yeah. Someone dies.
So-
All the time someone dies.
All myths are tragedies, people, and if you're a myth, because you're next,
We died.
you're a fucking tragedy. This idea of happiness, go to the organ.
Yeah, it doesn't always.
In Greek mythology, and I'm more Greek than others, so that's the one I've studied more, but in all myths, but in specifically Greek mythology, there was this place, it's still there, it's a ruin, called the Oracle at Delphi. And you'd walk, and what words? Who remembers from the first class I ever taught here?
Wait. If you know thyself, you know the universe.
Man, know thyself, and you will know the wonders of the universe. Another word for cosmos.
Yeah.
So they walk into the Oracle at Delphi, they pay their $5, and they're like, tell me. And oh my God, the Oracle's like, fuck, you really don't want to hear this. Like Oedipus. The Oracle said, please, Oedipus, go home.
You're gonna kill your brother. You're gonna
Go home! Don't make me tell is like, I gotta know.
Yeah, I wanna know your money.
And the oracle begged him. He goes, here, I'll give you your money plus $10. Go! Don't know your story. Tell me, oracle, don't be such a bitch. And the oracle says, you're gonna kill your father, and you're gonna marry your mother, and then you're gonna gouge your eyes out. Fuck! Why did I give her the $5? She told me I didn't want to know. Don't go to card readers. Don't go to freaking, I mean, you know how it is.
I go.
I wanna know.
We're going to talk about that in a minute.
I haven't gone in forever.
Okay? Because it's tragedy. Tragedy!
Yeah, but every single time I've ever gone, nothing that they've ever said was
I'm
like
scared.
has happened.
I wanna get
Nothing.
my-
Okay, so she still keeps going in bullshit. Listen,
She's like, I want
Going back to Narcissus.
No, I used to go.
his mother, of course she's having a baby. Tell me, I need to know about my baby. My baby's gonna be the one. Because we're talking about a time, which hasn't changed much, that everybody wanted to be God. Important. The Kardashians, famous, a video camera attached to the fucking back of their ass, recording every fart they take. Humanity hasn't changed that much, people. Now it's called reality TV. Back then it used to be mythology. So she gets pregnant, goes to the oracle, and the oracle says, do not, under any circumstances, let your child see his face, because he will die.
Was he that ugly?
No, he was so beautiful.
Did
He
you
was going
catch
to-
that part?
He was going to fall in love with himself, that he froze looking at his image. I'll bring a book where there's this beautiful rendition of an artist who did it, looking himself in the reflection in the pond. That's why narcissists
I would see what he looks like.
think that they're amazing, that the world can't live without them. That's why it's the sun, because what gives us life?
The sun.
The sun.
Without
The
it,
sun
we die.
doesn't come out, we die. So we need self-worth. And that archetype is called the hero. Because every one of us needs a hero. Because we need to fight for ourselves. If I lose my hero archetype, which I'm kind of on the verge of losing because I'm fucking tired, I die. I perish. People give up. Because life is a tragedy with just sprinkled moments of laughter, of some love. Because there is a Venus archetype, there is a love archetype, there is a compassion, and things like that. And now, all of that turned into you. That means that all that tragedy, all those myths, all those constellations, whether it's compassion, whether it's the trickster, whether it's the slut, whether it's the virgin, whether it's the mother, whether it is this black moon, manipulator, whether it's the story of Jesus that dies and reborns, is in you. And it trickled, and it's the story of you. And where did you get the story of you?
Yeah, that's why I don't listen to that.
You got the story from your parents. And where did your parents get it?
From their parents.
From their parents. And we go up and up and up and up and up. So you are no different than the 12 constellations in the sky. And when the elder sits at the fire and says, you have a little bit of hero and a little bit of slut and a little bit of virgin and a little bit of trickster and a little bit of narcissism and a little bit of power hungry and a little bit of really nice guy, etc., etc., the things that the elder says are good, you go. And the things that the elder says are bad, you get shame. And I want to talk in a moment about shame. We'll end here in a second, and then we'll talk about shame. Because most clients and most shadow and most problems are simply shame of having something in you that every single person has. Because we all have the same physical organs and the same exact psychological organs. Every single one of us, because we all come from the heavens, from the cosmos, and there's a little bit of each constellation, of each myth inside of us.
I want to ask something. In Catholicism, is the guy that you said was beautiful, couldn't see, is that like Lucifer? That he
No, I think that Lucifer is more like the trickster, like the devil figure.
No, right, yeah.
But
he
also,
wanted to be like God or better than God.
yes, it could be, absolutely. Yes, remember, these aren't like clear cut.
Right.
They took the stories and they sort of mashed them. So religion is going to have one character displaying several, just like we have in our psyche. Okay, so we have, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with Lucifer wanting to be the equivalent of God, because that's the sun. He's a human being or an angel, and he should shine. Now, wanting to be more than, that's the illness, so to speak. And we all have a little bit of the narcissist in us, you know, but then when we want to be Jafar at the end of the movie versus Jafar in the middle of the movie, you could see the difference in the Jafar. That's my narcissism, you know. So yesterday when this happened, I was like, well, you know, I played God or I don't know, because I really had to think about it. I didn't want chemo. I didn't want radiation the first time. I really wanted to do it based on my philosophical beliefs. You know, part of that is definitely my ego. I've shared that with you before. Part of it was just simply my belief system. I really thought I did, you know, do what I could do at the moment I could do it. But there's still some shame that I had to look at, you know, so it's not clear cut. That's why it's very different than the organs, because you think, okay, you know that your kidneys filter, and you know that your heart pumps blood, and you know that the lungs are for the oxygen. But really, they all work together. So the psyche is no different. So in these stories, they're not always as clear cut. And that's one of the reasons why the astrological chart is so interesting, because you see all of the archetypes there. Everybody has a Pluto. That would be like a version of Lucifer, for instance. Everybody has that. But where you have it, what sign, what house, what proportion will determine how much of this is, you know, different in terms of your characters. So that's why I have a lot of Hanuman power, so to speak, in my chart, so to speak. So I resonate with this. Plus, this is good. So of course I want this. You know, I don't want the shit that I have. But we have to learn to love ourselves and accept ourselves. So just to answer the question about the Santeria. Santeria is a mythology. Yoruba tradition, the religion, is what they took. So they have this mythology. They named it the Yoruba religion. And the story with the characters are the same exact ones. You have a warrior, you have the one at the bottom of the ocean, the outcast, so to speak. You've got the peacemaker, I think the white one that's like peace. You have the yellow one that's the slutty woman. So you have all the different colors. And so it's simply a mythology turned to religion. That's all any of this is. And your story, your family, is a religion that was a mythology. And so we get so attached to our families when we think it's a family, and yes, it's the ones that we came with, but it's simply just the characters that in this lifetime we're living out these players with. That's really all that is. And then trickle down into you, you have all of those players in